There's always efficiency to be found. That is, if you stop growing in that world, you're going to become irrelevant very soon. So I personally believe there's always efficiency in your supply chain to be found. And coming from the training of sustainable business, I do think an efficient supply chain is a sustainable supply chain. So for me, it's really been something really cool to brag to see how we have changed our supply chain in order to be more efficient and to be able to adapt quickly. And I think one of the more tangible things I can speak to is some of our location rearranging has changed. We used to not do that as efficiently as we could, but now we try to pack close to where we warehouse, have it in central distribution locations. That way we can get out to our retailers a little bit more efficiently. We look into rail when we can using rail cars versus trucks, and that helps cut some of our emissions and our costs down. So things like that, I think reorganizing the network in that way has really shaped how we at Bragg can remain agile and kind of keep moving along with our growing business.
Okay, that's really cool that you mentioned, something regarding trucks and then railways, because there's been a lot of news lately about having now driverless trucks. They want to do, obviously AI is big and everything. They're trying to figure out, can we actually start doing transport with trucks in a driverless way? Because apparently we're having a driver shortage, which I didn't even know about, or maybe it's just made up on the news. I don't know. I just literally heard the story. So when you hear stories like that, does that make your brain automatically start thinking about, and it's usually, I'm sure, at 3 a.m. in the morning, about, what, guys, this could potentially affect us. We need to maybe start doing this a different way. Like you said, we need to rely more heavily on railways. So, like, when you hear stuff in the news like that, what does that do to Ashton Roberts' brain?
That's a great question. I try not to stress too much because there's always going to be something, especially right now amid this uncertainty, and to live a happy and balanced life. If I do it every once in a while, wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh shoot, like there's something X happening. Did we get that shipment out on time kind of thing? But for the most part, I think it excites me. In total, when I think about some of these new technologies coming down and some of the ways that we can adapt. Um, Driverless trucks, it's not something I can speak to personally. I don't have much. I don't know if Bragg is working with it. I don't know much about that. But speaking to the rail specifically, I think something that excites me in general is transitioning to more efficient forms, more cost-effective forms of transportation that will reduce our emissions and keep us moving. It excites me, I think, mostly. I think that's what it does to me. It gets me excited that we can always keep growing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the growth idea is always in the mind of any business person's head. It's like, how do I keep growing? How do I make sure it's going to go in the way my company wants to? And let me just say, when you mention rail, it actually lights up my heart because I come from an Amtrak family, which you didn't know.
Oh,
My father was actually a conductor on Amtrak for
oh
about
no
45
way.
years. Yes.
Oh, it's
Um,
so funny that you
and
say
I
that.
grew up
I
riding the
love
trains
Amtrak.
between, yeah, New York and Washington my whole life. And
Oh
I'll
man.
let you know this. I actually have a family pass that allows me to ride Amtrak for my entire life for free.
You want to get me on that family
Yes,
pass? Because
yes.
I love Amtrak. I used to when we have a small office in Santa Barbara and I spent some time in Orange County and I would just toot myself over to the Irvine station, hop on the train, get on the train, ride to say it was great. I love the train. Like big fan.
Well, next time you come down here, we are definitely getting on the train and going down to San Diego. It's one of my favorite routes. But you know what? Let's talk.